the fuck am I doing? Guess I'll play some good old Sonic Generations, right? That's what people do, yeah? Oh yeah. My PS3 is broken. This is sad, man. This is sad. This is so sad. This is so sad, man. Could it be? The game's on sale on Steam for at least $1? Can't see it because I already bought it. Alright then, man. Let's play this shit. Oh my god. No. 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 No, no, no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No, you can't do this to me. No. No, 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 no. This is actually so sad, man. I'm so fucking mad, bro. I'm so fucking mad.
And I'm mad for a reason. Generations is fun as hell. It took the things that worked about the boost formula and perfected them, while at the same time injected new and fun ideas to levels that are just filled with so much personality and effort. It's so fucking good, dude. It's by far my second favorite Sonic game in terms of design. But, you know, as good as the game is, it's not perfect. Let me ask you this, can people that are familiar with Sonic play Generations? Yeah, sure. Can new people play it? Nope. The game's not for everyone, unfortunately. I soon realized this once I saw one of my friends, I guess, play the game, who goes by Justo all day on Twitch. Very funny guy, by the way, recommend watching his stuff. He hasn't played a single Sonic game in years, so once he played Generations, he was definitely confused.
Oh, shit!
That doesn't necessarily mean that he didn't enjoy himself. He did. It's just that everyone watching him knew he was struggling trying to know how the game works. Sonic games in general are always weird to play if you think about it. A majority of them ask the player to do a lot of things, and because of that, most people like to describe them as either lacking or clunky, which is just simply not true. For the most part, anyway. But I do get where people are coming from when they say that this kind of stuff is just really weird to play. But what the fuck am I talking about, am I right? This isn't what the video is about, you Congo creature. Because there is one Sonic game that is designed to be played by newcomers. Well, there's two actually, but the other one's shit, so there's one. And that game is... Sonic CD! Wait, no, what the fuck? No, it's Sonic Colors. You give CD to a new person, they'll start having a heart attack within 2 seconds. Sonic Colors is pretty damn good. You know, obviously it takes what Generations and Unleashed had for gameplay and simplifies it, but not by too much. But enough for it to still be really fun to play even by newcomers, which in itself is pretty smart. And the only problem with that is that it's been out for 10 years and we still don't have a re-release. Like, come on, Sonic Team, you're missing out a gold mine here. First the Chow Garden, and now this. Just re-release this game, I'd eat that shit up, and you could bring so many new people into the series. That and some actual gameplay.
What the fuck? What the fuck? That's crazy!
The main reason why I think this game works, though, is because even though it takes things safe, it still has a ton of personality. The levels are unique and vibrant, music is funky as shit, the enemies are just overall cool looking. I mean, just look at some of these guys, absolutely love them. Just the whole visual presence here is great. You know, as much as I love the more realistic approach to things in Unleashed, I absolutely adore the more creative and just over-the-top look of colors. Some of the levels here are even on par with Mania's original levels. I just love shit like this. The whole premise of the game taking place on Eggman's theme park is also brilliant. Ever since the adventure games, we knew he wanted to make a theme park, so, you know, why not make a whole game based around that idea? It's great. And the game doesn't just stop there, it takes full advantage of that premise. Eggman gives out several PA announcements throughout the levels, there's a boss that looks like a Ferris wheel, and the levels themselves are just based off normal theme park shit, like an aquarium, a roller coaster, a resort, a construction site, a carnival, and I don't even know what the fuck Sweet Mountain is supposed to be. Also, I'm gonna be a little nitpicky here, but I kinda wish there was a little more levels in the game. Like, I don't know, a level based on a water park? Or a zoo? Well, I guess you could think of Planet Wisp as a zoo. In like a really fucked up way. But again, the game's good, alright? It's a good game, everything's fine, everything's good. Well, not really actually. You see, the game has 6 worlds, or 7, and each world has 6 acts of levels, but the problem is that only 3 of the acts are actually good, and the rest is kinda shit. The shit acts are not really fun to play. They mostly consist of lazy level design, slow and boring platforming, and a runtime of either 50 seconds or a minute. Like, I really just don't understand why this kind of stuff is in the game. I honestly just would have preferred 3 acts with a boss and have the other stuff be optional. I guess they wanted to make the game longer, but most of these levels are literally 50 seconds long. I really don't think I'm missing much here. In fact, I think it would benefit the game more if this stuff was optional, because it would add more post-game content. Like, maybe have them be unlocked through S ranking? Or through Supersonic? I don't know, maybe add collectibles that only Supersonic can get? Point is, I don't like these and I want them gone. Now let's move on to the other shit I don't like. The wisps! Okay, I don't really hate the wisps. I actually think that out of all Sonic games, they're really well implemented here. They're mostly used for S ranking and finding hidden collectibles, which I think is pretty smart. The wisps themselves, though, I don't know, they're just here. I don't mind Drill, Rocket, Spikes, and Frenzy, but Hover and Cube are just really not that fun. Hover is super slow, but its ability to Lightspeed Dash kinda saves it in terms of S ranking the levels, but it's still pretty boring. And Cube is just god-awful. It stops you dead in place when trying to use it, and it's just an excuse to add shitty level design. I think it'd be better if it worked more like the Bubble Shield, where it's just a quick bounce and not a hard stomp. Plus, it would add more fluidity to the gameplay. And that's another thing I don't like, actually. The wisps really don't have any fluidity. Every time you try to use any of them, the game just kind of pauses for 2 seconds, which can get really fucking annoying after a while. Not to mention that the music completely stops, which is a sin in itself. And instead you have to listen to these cheese grating sounds looping over and over. Cube's the only exception to this though, this shit's funky. But hey, this is a why it works video, I can't keep focusing on the bad shit, so how about I just go through each level in the game and give my own short-ish opinion on it. Sounds nice, yeah? Wait, don't go away, no. Tropical Resort is an excellent tutorial level. It teaches you everything you need to know about the game in a very quick and understandable manner, and it's actually fun. The first act is where the game begins, actually. No cutscene or anything. Hit new game, now go. The environment here is great. You know, out of all first levels in Sonic, this has to be the best looking one by far. You have big tiki statues, giant ass golf areas, floating cars everywhere. This is how a first level should start, just pure excitement. But I gotta admit, Act 6 is pretty slow. It mostly consists of you just waiting on platforms, which is boring as shit. But again, everything else is great here. Also, I forgot to mention that if you hit multiple enemies in a row, it makes a... I just think that's pretty neat. That's it, fuck off. Moving on to Chad level number 1, everybody. This level is fantastic. This isn't just your run-of-the-mill basic sweets level, it's fucking badass. Food is not the only thing seen in the environment, there's lots of techno shit holding it all together. The sky is yellow and red with pink clouds and the planet seen in the background. Music is bombastic and funky as shit, and the level's not even made entirely out of the sweets, there's giant fucking burgers. That being said though, aside from Act 4, I guess, the level's incredibly easy. Don't get me wrong, there is challenge in places, but it's pretty hard to come by. But hey, it's the second level, so whatever, it doesn't matter too much. The level's still incredibly fun, it's by far my second favorite level in the game. And again, the music is just brilliant. Let's have a little comparison. Here's bad music. And here's this. I think I've proved my point. Starlight Carnival is kinda shit. Oh yeah, nobody cares. The reason I think this though is because it's comparable to your Borderline Forces level, except unlike in Forces, the spectacle is actually there. I mean, just look at this shit. This is fucking gorgeous, especially for the Wii. Like, how can you even pull this off? Obviously though, this isn't what's wrong with the level. The problem is that you're basically just holding forward throughout the entire thing. In the first act anyway. And hey, don't get me wrong, it's fun at first. But the more you play, it can get kinda annoying. And hey, remember before when I said that each level only has 3 good acts? Well, this one only has 2, that being the first and fifth. I tried finding a decent third act, but everything else besides those 2 was just either lazy or not fun. Literally half of the acts in this level have you either using the hover and cube wisp, or jumping on these yellow springs for eternity. Seriously, this shit is the worst. And it's all located inside the ships, which I find really odd. It's like bringing back Sky Sanctuary, except you're not in the sky jumping from island to island, and instead you're just inside a cave looking at the sky, because what the fuck is fun, am I right? But the level still looks nice, so whatever, it does its job. Oh, that was a weak-ass burp, what the hell? The way this level starts is absolutely wonderful. The last few levels were all about machinery, bright colors, and kick-ass jams, and then you get here and there's green grass, soothing music, a pleasant atmosphere. And then you see the factory parts and you're like, well shit. But even then, the music still keeps on going no matter what, remind you of the peaceful atmosphere. This soundtrack is just phenomenal. I dare even say it's right up there with Sonic Mania. Well, not right up there, but it comes really close. It's that good. Also, I know it sounds like I'm just praising the whole wilderly part of the level, which is only seen the beginning of the first act, but the rest of the acts are just as beautiful. Like, again, how does the Wii handle this shit? What kind of witchcraft is Sega using? Only problem is that, like always, the acts like to dwell into slow and tedious platforming. Even some of the good acts do this, like Act 6. But hey, most of it can just be boosted through, so that's a plus. Weeb level alert, weeb level alert, Sonic is anime! Okay, I know I'm repeating myself, but again, this level is gorgeous, and it's really fun too. When you're not underwater, that is. I'm sorry, but these water parts fucking suck. You move super slow, half of your moves are literally taken away, and the level design is incredibly vertical to the point where it's impossible to move anywhere without using the drill wisp. And the acts themselves are ordered in a very strange fashion. Some of them just continue in places where they really shouldn't be. For example, when Sweet Mountain Act 1 ends, Act 2 begins right where Act 1 left off. But in Aquarium Park, Act 2 begins in a small area from Act 6, and the third act does the same except with Act 4, and now the fourth act begins where Act 1 left off. It's super strange and makes the level flow very weirdly. But I still think the level's alright. Some of the fun parts here are absolutely breathtaking. I just wish it was ordered correctly and didn't have any shitty water parts. Oh boy, here comes Chad level number 2, everybody. The Mega Chad level. I loved this level before and I still love it now. It's super fun. You're riding on roller coasters, homing attacking asteroids, running on fucking Uranus or whatever. It's so fun. And it's fairly challenging too. Of course, the shit acts are still shitty, but the good stuff is by far my favorite things about the game. Act 6 is fucking best level material here. All of the music building up as you ride the roller coasters, fall down avoiding obstacles, doing some anti-gravity shit with the water, face off a mini boss at the end. It's exhilarating. This is by far my favorite level in the game. Well, this is it. The final level. Okay, the video's not gonna end, but what else can I say here? Well, I will say that the music in Final Boss are great. Final Boss especially has my favorite music in the game. But the level itself just has you quick-stepping and avoiding obstacles. It's fun, yeah, but again, not much to say here. Well, that was unnecessary as shit, but let's go back to the main question. Why does this game work? Well, I think the answer's obvious. It's simple. The game doesn't try to do anything big or grand or something that nobody has seen before. Its point is just to be simple, creative, and fun, and it succeeds. There's nothing more than that. At this point in time, we live in an age where video games in general have so much going for them, like, you know, a grand story, amazing visuals, impressive voice acting. But we live around this so often to the point where we forget that the best experiences are just the fun ones. And I'm not saying that games shouldn't try. They should. Sonic Colors tries a lot. The point here is that video games are toys. They're not an art form or a book or a movie. They're fucking toys, alright? So there's no point to care if a game has all the things that people expect it to have, when all that matters is that it's supposed to be fun. So let's not forget that. Anyway, game sucks. There's no Big the Cat.